all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna get it.
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
bring
Is that a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel? Huh? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want.
How does it feel to have a camera in your face? How does it feel for your privacy to be invaded? How does it feel when someone, takes from you? Sometimes this guy right here is not all there. So he doesn't understand the point she's trying to make. What she's saying is, how does it feel for someone to go around where you are and take pictures of you all the time? And you're messing with my family. And he totally doesn't get it. What he says is, you want me to go get pictures that I have of you? So these are the Charles Perry, David Robertson, Stalker, Human Trafficking podcast. This is Cynthia Ortiz. It's January 30th, 2024. Today he threatens to get me fired. Today they're having more conversations about who can we get to sit her down and tell her, you don't understand how human trafficking works. You have to go. You have to get raped, and we're going to get rich off of your rape. You don't have a choice. You have to contribute and participate in our crime and in prostitution and be our slave, and that's all there is to it. You don't understand. We just need someone to explain to her how this works. Last night they were still talking about getting my car. Yesterday, the police investigating them that told me, have told me something every day, pretty much, that they're they're having a conversation. Who can we get to sit her down and tell her, you have to be trafficked? You have to. You don't have a choice. You just don't understand how this works. See, that's intel that we got from inside your organization. That's one of your little meetings we got. We got what you said. We have every day. You got told on. Mr. Perry types in my phone every day. We take. We're going to get you. We're going to get you fired. We're going to false arrest you. We're going to take your car. We're going to make you broke. We made you broke. Call me. Why don't you like me? I'm like, oh my God, wow. So that's kind of what this guy's like. You want me to go get the pictures? I have pictures to prove I'm not stalking you at all. I have a bunch of pictures to prove I'm using your DoorDash app to get my guys to call in with their doorbell cameras, and then they get your picture of you working, and then I'm gonna take you to court and say, we're not stalking her. See all the pictures we took where she is in Oklahoma. We're not stalking. Okay, Charles Perry lives in Lubbock, Texas, or he used to. He wants to run for governor and cannot announce until I lie for him. Is everybody documenting? We know that because police are investigating him. That's part of the fruit of the investigation, just the same as what I just said, that they are sitting in their little meeting. She just doesn't understand how this works. She has to go. We can't let her stay in Oklahoma. It's not up to you. When we found out you said that, did you say it to my face? No, you did not. So that's fruit of the investigation. And you think that it's your decision where I live? See, if you're not stalking and you're not human trafficking, and they kind of go hand in hand, then what do you care? What do you care where I live? It's none of your business, is it? Doesn't concern you in the least where I live or where I work. Charles, why are you interfering with commerce with intent to coerce and force and pressure, and you threaten and harass and bother and threaten and harass and bother and threaten and harass and bother every day, all day long, day after day after, and then you get told on. You get told on is what you get, dum-dum. We quote you, you're not quoting us. My guys will not call you back. You don't even know who they are. It's a need to know. It's a need to know for a reason. And this is not Tulsa police. Okay? They're not going to be your bitch. They don't care who you think you are. They are not going to be your bitch. It's 10 years of this. See, when I got the McNamara email, that said Charles Perry is threatening to false arrest me and bribe me. That was in 2015. October 29, 2015, I sent an email to Mike's husband. Charles Perry's threatening to false arrest me and bribe me, to force me to do something and say something I don't want to do or say, against my will. Pressure and pressure. And he's using this to intimidate me and to pressure me. And then he did. That man had me arrested. See, when somebody's threatening you with death and false arrest, you need a protective order. So I filed a police report to get a protective order in the state of Oklahoma, where I lived then and live now. You have to. It is the law, and he knew that. Because my first attempt at a protective order was denied in part because I forgot to bring the police report to court. But you know what? That judge gave a verbal order to Mark Warman from the bench. What he said is, it goes without saying, Mr. Warman, your client needs to leave her alone. It goes without saying. Anyone should know this. Certainly a dignitary should know that she doesn't want to hear from him. So leave her the hell alone. She's in my courtroom asking me to give her a protective order against your client. So let's just say, it goes without saying, he should already know this. Leave her alone. Dumb doesn't understand what you say. So one of his people told our guys, Charles does not want Cynthia to know he has been diagnosed with Huntington's disease. He's telling everybody he's got Tourette's. He does not. He has Huntington's disease, he said. And he also said he doesn't want her to know. Huntington's disease causes paranoia, delusion, hallucinations, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning, and it will kill him dead. It will not get better. It will get worse. Over time, that disease will progress along and eventually kill him, same as Alzheimer's, same as senile dementia. It won't get better. He said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of watching that guy torment her and torture her and try to ruin her. So we're going to make sure she finds out about this. That's what's wrong with him. She keeps mentioning that he acts like he has Alzheimer's because there's stuff he should just know, and he doesn't. He doesn't make any sense half the time. He acts like he can't. He responds in a way that indicates he has no idea what you just said. Our shrink, before we knew that, our shrink said the cops investigating are working with a shrink. She helps them strategize. She reviews each and every person involved. She reviews all of their quirks, all their personality, everything about them. She knows each one of you inside out, backward and forward. Plus, any stressors that might cause you to act differently than you normally would. Because reaction to what we do is everything. It's everything. It can make or break the case. Okay? If a drug guy, a narcotics cop, wants to catch a drug dealer, they're going to show up on the corner where the guy's usually selling drugs and pretend to want to buy some. And he's going to make sure the buy happens and then throw his ass in jail. Isn't that usually how that works? They may do it not more than once. They may do it for a number of times, and there might be many different narc guys, and there might be some attempt to build some relationships so they can get a feel of the hierarchy of that guy's organization. Are you just a bottom feeder, or where are you at in your organization, in the hierarchy of it, and who's at the top? Because we want to get the guy at the top, or we want to get this mid-level guy, or whatever it is that their objectives are. Okay, these guys are no different. They're doing the same thing. Strategy, calculated, methodical strategy. Get your homework done before you do anything at all. And that guy said that. You don't like it that she finds out beforehand all the crime he's trying to do to her in the state of Oklahoma, where she moved for the second time to get away from him and have no conflict at all, no drama, nothing. I did. I left Lubbock in 2013 to get away from Charles Perry. He comes to Dallas, where I'm living, cause problems there. So I leave there and come to Oklahoma with my family. This is home. My family's here. What's he do? Comes to Oklahoma. Causes a whole lot of problems. Then when he gets told on, goes into a court of law and with a straight face says, I'm the victim of harassment. She told on me again. Wow. Okay. We laugh at some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth. With a straight face, they said that? You're kidding me. So he claimed to be the victim of a political vendetta. There's nothing political about it. It is criminal activity. It is not political. You were the new guy. I was hired to help you get elected. You barely even voted. You didn't go to meetings. You didn't go to, Republican events until you all of a sudden decide to run for state assembly. And our guys facilitated that in some ways that you know nothing about and you won't. They may never tell you that. But it's easier for an undercover to get to a guy who's in the public than some accountant stuck in an office. You can go in there a time or two and pretend you need to get your taxes done. But if the guy's out in the public, shaking hands with a lot of people, interacting with a lot of people, they make themselves much more available for an undercover who may want to go and put them in a certain town on a certain date. Were you in this town on this date? You just talk about, gosh, we went hunting in Montana. Oh, I did too. Oh, yeah, where'd you go? Because we got a woman dead there right now. We think you did it. And he puts himself there. Stuff like that. Simple conversations like that. So our shrink will research everybody involved, how they will react, what their personalities are, plus any added stressors of that day. There might not be any stressors of that day. They may be in a good mood. Everything's fine. So they react a certain way. But then on a day when there's some outside stressors, it might be related to this. That might be something else completely. They might react a little more tense. They might react a little more quickly in a very frustrated way. Whereas another day they may blow something off that's not a big deal. And then on a day that there's some outside stressors, they may react, completely different. So she factors all that into everything they strategize on any given day. And then they put together a strategy, and then they meet the objective. No one's got this much information from right inside your criminal organization as they have. No one. No one has done what we've done in your whole life. And when I got back from jail, because you had me arrested for trying to get a protective order, so I filed a police report, because by law you have to, and you knew that, because my first was denied because I forgot the police report, right? There was also a jurisdictional denial, but I had an attorney. She was supposed to do all that, was she not? Since then, I don't really use an attorney. One is I called around and asked for an attorney, and nobody would help me, so I'm like, oh, fuck that, I'll just do it myself. Bought a bunch of law books. I'm at Sensations Dancing. Mr. Perry's running off our customers, so we're just sitting there with nothing to do. I studied the law. Guess what? They won't even let me in court now. On my lawsuits, where the burden of proof is on me, they won't even let me in there to show the judge, here's my evidence, or a jury, here's my evidence, here's my witnesses, and let the jury decide. They were 5 seasoned old fart attorneys, couldn't handle one woman with not one day of law school. Whatever I know, it's still nothing like I need to, but it's at least something because they gave me nothing but time to study. They ran off my customers because human traffickers want victims to be desperate and broke and destitute and a little bit easier to manipulate. You want to eat, you're going to do what we say, you're going to go be trafficked, you're going to have sex with all these men our clients, you're going to get raped, and we're going to get rich, and that's how that's going to be. We're going to run off your customers, we're going to make sure you can't make any money. I guess Mr. Perry told my cousin when I first came here, I was selling medical supplies. And I had a rep come into town to help me with their product. And so we went around one day, like it was on a Thursday, set a whole bunch of appointments. Everybody seemed very excited to hear what we had to say. The next day, we go to the appointments. Every single person that was happy to see us, excited to hear what we had to say, set an appointment pretty quick. I mean, we didn't have any problem scheduling an appointment for the very next day. It wasn't like, oh, I'm booked till next week or next Friday. It was absolutely, I want to hear all about this. Come back tomorrow. Okay, we can come in tomorrow at XYZ time. Perfect, that's fine. If you have a break in between some patients at that time, or have lunch at that time, or have whatever, come on in. We would love to hear more. The next day we go back. People were rude to us. They were hateful, and they didn't want to see us get out of my office all day long. The people that were with me, the female looked at, there was a male and a female. She looked at me and she goes, "Your stalker did that, because I've never seen that happen before in my life. Have you?" And I said, "Oh, of course not. I've made a good amount of money doing medical supplies, and I've never had that happen ever. Never have I had that happen." And they looked at each other and they both said, "It's your stalker did that." And he said, "Is there a way that he could know that you set all these appointments today?" And I said, "He's hacked my phone. So yeah, it's in my calendar." And he goes, "Jesus, how in the hell do you live like this?" He came in and gave me a whole bunch of stuff for free. Very, very expensive product. Very expensive product for free. Just hand it to me because you need this. And we're going to be praying for you. And I can't see that you can make money doing this while he's going behind you. And clearly he's bad-mouthed you because they all seemed very hostile and wouldn't talk to us. That was not the people we saw yesterday. So if you're going around and you're making appointments and he can see that in your phone, and he's calling them and saying something bad-mouthing you or smearing you or slandering you to ruin your business, you might need to get an attorney and put a stop to that. That is a very cruel thing to do. So then what I understand is that he then told my cousin, Craig, we shut the medical thing down. We don't want to run it off of some doctor. We shut that down. We want her dancing in a strip club. We want it to be where she has no other choice. There's no other job we will let her get. We'll always interfere. We're always going to cause a problem. We're always going to be in a state where we don't live, but where she has moved to get away from us. And we're going to call people. When we get their information illegally from hacking her phone or cloning her phone, we'll call and we'll cause a problem. And she's going to dance because we need to groom her for human trafficking. But he didn't tell my cousin that. What he told my cousin was, we can't have her running off with some doctor, so we shut that whole medical thing down. We need her dancing. So he knew early on that Mr. Perry was causing problems for me with money. He knew early on. I don't believe Mr. Perry told them, we're grooming her to traffic her. I believe Mr. Perry made it sound like, oh, we just don't want to run it off with some doctor. If she's in a strip club, she's not going to like any of those guys. But she might run off with a doctor. We can't have that. Because I decided what I'm going to do with her life. And I have help, and you didn't realize that. So we get the McNamara email and the Fabian puzzle, and after that I said to you, you've gotten away with this all your life, but not this time, okay? Not this time. This time it's going to be completely different. You're in a different ball game now. You're used to pee-wee, and this is hardball, and you're about to get your ass kicked. But you do what you do. There's your shovel, go dig. Boy, he did. So every day we quote their meetings. We have their names. We have their code words. We know about victims at a compound getting raped. There's no paperwork on those kids. They're their kids. They kidnapped them. Here's what our witness said. This intel is either good intel, Mr. Perry, or it is not. The witness said they kidnapped some girls, got them pregnant. They're pimping them out. Now they're pimping out the kids. They have sex with those girls, then with each other, and then their children, their own children. One of those kids was screaming bloody murder because he was getting raped by some big, fat, smelly, perverted bitch. And his mom was crying, having to listen to that, and couldn't do a thing to help that baby. No one could. We all wanted to. None of us could do a damn thing. They will kill you dead. So, they told her, quit crying. He'll get used to it. He'll get used to getting raped like that. Violated like that. A young child. And we'll get him a toy. He said, I wanted to throw up. I mean, talk about feeling helpless and just sick. I was sick for a long time, for days. I was sick. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe this was happening right in front of me. That place smells like the sewer because those little kids are shitting all over the floor from being sodomized. And this is information that I have not been able to talk about until now, because I'm not kidding you. You talk about what goes on in that place, they kill you dead. So you better have my back. They did that after Mr. Perry ruined my college money. They ruined my college money, and at the same time, all of a sudden I started getting DoorDash complaints trying to get me deactivated. Make sure she can't make any money. Don't let her get her school excess money. Make sure she's destitute so that she'll be more willing to cooperate with being trafficked by force. You can't eat unless you do what we say. And that's not cooperation, that's force. That's pressure and force. And I believe you were told she cannot be pressured to change her decision. She cannot be pressured to change her court testimony. That is witness tampering. That is how my guys have jurisdiction. I'm their witness. They expect me to show up in court, alive and well, to testify against you, wherever they are. I want to testify against you. Okay? We all want y'all gone. You're the source of anxiety, fear, problems, sadness. We all want for you to be gone. Everybody does. We get full cooperation, getting all kinds of information. You don't. You get told on. That's what you get, weirdo. Told on. That's all you get. 10 years, every day, all day long. This has not happened once or twice. It's not happened for a day or a week or a month or a year. It is every day, all day long. Sometimes I send out 5 emails. Sometimes I send out 1 email. Sometimes I send out 20. A lot of it depends on how cruel you are. The increase in the cruelty, the increase in the intel. But the guy said he messed with her school. We need her. He's trying to ruin her, and we need that not to happen. We cannot have that. She's our Katniss in this deal. We cannot allow him to ruin her. And so, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the thing that if we talk about, we're dead. And you better fucking have my back. And understand that if they find out I told you, I'm dead. They'll kill me. These guys are dangerous. They're cruel. They're sick. They're sadistic. They're psychotic. They don't have, you can't rape a kid and have any kind, and say, oh, he'll get used to it. You can't do that and be a normal person. You are a dangerous, violent criminal. If you can do that. A dangerous, violent criminal. Remember, the numbers and the statistics are such that 0.1% of the population is a violent offender. 99.9% of the population cannot understand what in the fuck is wrong with you that you could act like that and do something like you would do. Sex homicide, sex crimes are particularly heinous. BTK said, I would bind and torture and kill and then go in the next room and jack off. I got a sex arousal from sadistic cruelty. And when he was doing his allocution, it shocked us all in how he described the crimes that he was committing, which involved binding, torturing, and killing. Kill a person by suffocation and bring him back. Kill a person by suffocation and bring him back. Kill a person by suffocation and bring him back. Over and over for hours he would do that until he finally would kill them. And then go in the next room, he said, and jack off. And we're all we're horrified. How in the world could anyone do that to another human being? And he was so cold and callous that as he was describing one victim, or would-be victim, he said she was at home. I went to her home. because she was my next victim. I would troll, I would prowl, and and during the process of trolling and stalking and prowling, I found this one who's going to be my next victim. I go to her house, I'm ready to go, and all of a sudden she gets a call from her friend, and she leaves and goes out with her friend, so I couldn't do my crime, and he was mad about it. We're all going, oh, thank God, she didn't have to go through all that, and she didn't die. Thank God that friend called and changed her plans at the very last minute. It saved her life. But here's the cruel monster angry about it. Like she did something wrong to him. Okay, so no normal person can fathom his way of thinking. Our minds do not go to the places his mind goes. If they don't go to the same places Mr. Perry's goes, David Robertson, Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto, Blankenship, Desiree, Beverly, Sanjay, Richard, Dickey, Andrew, Lawrence, James, Ruben, Oscar, Bruce, Damien, Gabe, Jacob, Nisbet. Our minds don't go where yours goes. Because you can't be normal and want to hurt people. You can't do it. If you watch the news, you see that when there is a tragedy, a shooting in Las Vegas, a shooting at St. Francis in Tulsa, a hurricane, a tornado, a fire, immediately people step up and start helping victims. There is no cheering and hero worship for the shooter at the Mandalay Bay or for the shooter at St. Francis. There is an attempt maybe to understand why the fuck did that guy do that. Well, the St. Francis guy had a back problem and clearly was unstable. And so maybe we just try to be patient and understanding and think that perhaps he didn't really mean it. Well, he did mean it. 4 people are dead. They're dead. You can't get them back. He meant it. Back problem or not. My son had back surgery. It took quite some time for that to heal up and for him not to be in pain. This guy had a surgery, and I think it had been like 3 weeks. Not enough time for it to start healing. So he takes that out on his doctor. Well, he didn't give it time to heal. My son was in quite a lot of pain. They're cutting your body open. So there's going to be some pain in the healing. It's going to take some time to heal. This guy, went and shot 4 people are dead. 4 families will never be the same. 4 families will hurt. They'll hurt every day, but they'll hurt more on the day of the anniversary of the murder. They'll hurt more on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, on New Year's, on holidays. They'll hurt more every time there's a family wedding or graduation or birthday they don't get to go. They're not there for. Those families will never be the same again. So we don't have to show empathy toward the offender. I'm sorry, we just don't have to. It's for some people, maybe me being one of them who has been subjected to crime. We don't ask us to, because we'll slap you. Don't ask us to show empathy toward an offender, a violent offender. We'll slap the fuck out of you. Until you've been through it yourself, you don't get to say what I'm supposed to think about this or how I'm supposed to feel, because you haven't been through what I've been through, and you haven't suffered the loss I've suffered. And until you have, why don't you shut up? We don't have to be empathetic towards someone who ruins another person's life like that and causes a hurt that we will never get over, ever. We don't get over it. You don't get over stuff like this. You'll try to find ways to learn how to make. You try to find ways, if you're a decent individual, you try to find ways to let it motivate you to help other people, to make you a better person, not a bitter person. But that doesn't mean that you're not sensitive when someone else is shoving some sort of, we have to be tolerant with criminals. No, I'm sorry, but we don't. In a civilized society, we aren't tolerant of criminals. We are not. That doesn't mean that I'm very much supportive of for nonviolent offenses, especially in our youth, that we use drug court that we use restorative and rehabilitative options instead of just throw them in jail and teach them how to be a better criminal. Let's not do that. Let's find ways to teach them how to live life without crime. Because some of those kids don't know how. They grew up in it. Their parents are meth addicts, or their parents are criminals, or their parents are whatever, and they simply have no fucking idea how to live life without crime. Teach them. Don't throw them in jail where they're going to learn how to do more of it and get better at it. Put them in an environment where they learn how to live life without crime and be successful, productive adults, and contribute to the betterment of our society and not become a part of everything that's wrong with our society. So that's just my opinion on criminals, but we didn't have to have empathy on the guy who shot up 4 people in St. Francis or Mandalay Bay, but guess what? Nope, that's the way most people think. They run to the aid of the victims. They help the victims. GT Bynum said, "I'm getting a lot of calls at my office. What can I do to help?" That is the immediate response of any normal person. It is not normal to help ruin somebody. I'm going to help you go get raped. Somebody made a joke about Mr. Perry. Apparently, they've offered Cynthia. They've said she didn't have to be broke. We were going to help her get a real estate license. Okay, that's a bribe. First of all, she said, "No, I'm not going with you. I've tried all I can do to get away from you, and you're bothering me. So you're getting caught when you bother me, and only when you bother me. So stop bothering me if you don't like that. I'm not doing a thing to you. I tried everything. I went to great lengths. I moved 2 times to get away from all of them. Moved twice. Okay? You want to operate in strip clubs. How many jobs did I try to get that you would not let me get, including medical, selling medical supplies when I first got here, to not be in the strip clubs where you're running your trafficking businesses out of that? I mean, I've tried my best to stay out of your way, and you continue to just grab me by the back of the neck and throw me down right into your shit. But when you do, you pay for that in ways you've never had to pay for before. We were going to let her get her real estate license, and the guy goes, "That's a bribe. She didn't have to take a bribe. It's illegal to bribe." They're trying to buy her with a real estate license and rape. And she said no. Gee, why would she say no to that? Wow. I mean, how pathetic. I'm not going to take a bribe. Perry will type in my phone, "We have a house for you." I get it. It's your house of rape. I get it. I said no. Fuck you. Shove it up your ass. I will not take a byline money. You owe me money. So why would I need your byline money? You're watching me in the privacy of my home against my will. It is illegal to do that. You're using my body for your entertainment and your pretend life. You're a sick little fuck who can't control himself. And so for that, you're billed $1,000 a day plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. And it's a debt. Pay it, because you owe me money. You've stolen my money. Pay back what you took and get out. I don't need your bribe. So, and I have money coming when you're all in jail and they can pay me, they'll pay me. And now, after you do the school's done, I get a bonus every time if I have to go to work and watch 9 hours, 18 hours, or 3 hours of video surveillance at my work because you had somebody steal money and blame me again, that's my time. They're going to give me a bonus. You take my car, I'll get a bonus. You caused me a problem. You got tickets now, we heard. The guys are like, "He used your DoorDash app." Since you called them out on the pullovers, they did a little different this time, but they still did the same thing. And they can hack any computer. So now they got you tickets from the cameras or something. They used DoorDash to get you over by a camera. So you need to call and find out. We didn't call today. We will call tomorrow. Either tomorrow or the next day. They're working on something else on that. So they've got to get that done, and then I'll make those phone calls to see if I have tickets. My mail from my license plate goes to my ex-husband because there was a title going to be mailed to me, and since Charles likes to steal my mail all the time, we needed to make sure I got that title. Little did I know, my ex-husband was now being told, "Don't give her mail." So if I'm getting mail and he's not giving it to me, that's a problem, don't you think? Okay. So I guess the cameras take a picture of your plate and then they send you a ticket or so. Well, here's the thing though. Is that Mr. Perry just typed, yes, you have tickets in my other phone. He just typed that in there. So note that for the record, at 7:16 on January 30th, 2024, Charles Perry just again made unwanted contact via hack and confirmed what I just said. I have tickets from those cameras that they had. Write me mail you a ticket, whatever that is, by using my DoorDash to get me to where the cameras are. He just confirmed it. Duly noted for the record. Thanks for letting us know, Mr. Perry. You caused another problem. I'll get a bonus. All the time it's going to take me to fix that problem, I'll get a bonus. But long ago, he was threatening me with a pullover again. And so I emailed James Hall, he's the city prosecutor, and my attorneys. And I said, look, he's threatening me with another pullover. We went through this in court. We spent 11 months in court. So, over a fucking traffic ticket. So now he's doing it again. He's threatening me the same thing again. I made it clear that, in my brief, if you read my legal brief, I made it clear what's going on here. I'm the victim of crime, just like that. You had maybe a cop that acted corruptly. Maybe you had more than one. Okay? So, that's already on the record. Everything that goes on in a court, civil or traffic or whatever, is a brick that we're using to build the criminal case against you, because you are the causation. If Charles Perry didn't exist, that wouldn't happen. None of that would happen. So, but for Mr. Perry being the cause, these things would not have occurred. Now, so it's the same thing that I'll say something like that. Here's what she's doing, and it's a criminal act, by the way. And Charles types in my phone, yes, we are. We're doing that. Yes, we made sure you got a ticket. Yes, we made you broke. Call me. Oh, my God. Wow. We're going to get you. We take. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What a weirdo. But threats are duly noted.
I'm going to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is
a
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This makes
Okay, but the reason I know about all that when I called to see if that's true, good intel or bad intel, is that he may threaten, I'm going to get you a ticket, I'm going to get you pulled over, okay, but I haven't been pulled over. So if they did the camera secret mail you at whatever, if they did that, I'm not aware of it right now. I have to call and confirm intel, fruit of an investigation that also told us of the McNamara email, that also got me a Fabian puzzle in jail, that also and he did the McNamara email again before he did the false arrest, and the Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it. Same cops. And they're trying to get your car tonight again while you're sleeping. They keep calling and go, is she sleeping? Can we go get her car? What if she opens the door? What if we want to take the battery out or slash her tires? Vandalize it some more. Then what happens if she opens the door? Is she going to shoot me? No, she doesn't have a gun, but she'll kick the shit out of you. Well, make sure you call me when she's sleeping. So there's cameras in my apartment where you would know when I'm sleeping, would you? Is she getting ready to go to work tonight? Do we need to send our guys to that club to harass her at that club and tell those people not to tip her? So Sunday night they did. They recorded him telling somebody, if you go in the club, don't tip her even if she asks. Well, sure shit. The next two people that walked in would flat out refuse to tip me. Another I told you so. So that intel proved out. All I have to do is tell the guys, this couple just came in, wouldn't tip me. Completely refused. So there you go. So there's a big long, what do you call it? I mean, we're just like, this is so easy, it's not even fair. I told you so. We did say. They're doing exactly what we say. It seems like they want to prove us right. Somebody told them, we really need you guys to stop doing things that make her look right and you look guilty. And somebody has got to get Charles to stop trying to talk to her. He has to stop trying to talk to her. He really needs to go back to Lubbock and do anything but what she says he's doing. Sitting around being a video voyeur pretending that's a date. What he did is he went around and told people, oh, we went on a date and here's what she said and here's what she did. None of that happened. He got all the information he got from being a peeping Tom and a hacker. How pathetic. I mean, it doesn't get any more pathetic than you. It just doesn't. And what a weirdo. So it's $1,000 a day for watching me in my house against my will. You're using my body for your pretend life against my will. All of you are. There was somebody that expressed great concern. There's a bunch of those guys gawking at her all damn day in her house. How gross. How awful that she has to live like that. They've all become attached to her. She didn't even know these people. She's never even met them. And they're all running around like acting like that's their girlfriend. They're watching her on TV. They're all a bunch of wackadoos. How in the world does she live like that? Well, I won't have too much longer. And I appreciate the empathy. That's what normal people do. That's how normal people think. So all of you guys that I named, Lucius, Calvin, who's bald and fat, Geppetto, your witch, Sanjay, your hacker, Beverly, Renee, Kate, Andrew, Lawrence, James, Ruben, Nisbet, Greg, Tim, Larry, Richard and Dickie, Gabe and Jacob, you're sickos. You're fucking sickos. That guy that was talking about that has a position in law enforcement in somewhere else. Not with us. Somewhere else. He said, how the hell does she live like that? What a bunch of sickos. They're all formed a relationship with her, and she doesn't even know them. What? How the fuck does anyone live like that? Is awful. How gross. Yeah, that's how everybody views you.
You feel? You're filming my father and my
All right, so it certainly is not a conversation about a dignitary being respected, is it? No.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me
All
alone.
you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
All right, so somebody tells one of our guys, tough guys pick on tough guys, not girls. This pathetic, weak Petunia is so weak, he's picking on a girl. And not only is he so weak, he's picking on a girl, he even has to have help with that. All his buddies are helping him. He's that pathetic and that Petunia and that weak. How many men sit around and try to figure out how to make me fail? Well, that guy wasn't impressed with you. No one is. We get the help you get told on. Remember? Everybody else thinks like this.
That guy's been raping you since you
Leave
were
me
12 years
alone.
old?
Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No.
Yep, same thing. Let's just talk. You just have to talk to me. No, I actually don't. I don't want to. I moved 2 times not to have to hear what you think or how you feel or what you want or what you need. And nobody understands why you think I would want to help you or hear what you have to say. No one understands why you think that. You show your delusion when you start telling me what you think or how you feel or what you need or you just need to talk, blah, blah, blah. And is it this guy that's leaking and is it that guy? You're delusional. I will never help you. In 10 years, I have never answered those questions. And yet you get up every morning and ask the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Is it Al? Is it Jim? Is it your family? Is it your kids? Never have I answered those questions, have I? Why the fuck do you think I'd help you? Delusional. You have a lot of nerve. We get a lot of intel out of your questions. You are not to contact me, much less ask for my help. You have a lot of nerve to ask me of all people to help you, and shows your delusion that you think I would. It shows your delusion, Connie, that you got to tell me what you think and how you. Nobody asked you. I don't want to hear it. I moved 2 times so that I would never again have to hear that. You're pissing everybody off. Everybody's sick of y'all. All of you. Sick of you. We get the help. You get told on. God, we've never seen such stupid. This is what it's like all day. Except he's typing it in my phone. I can see you. Just tell me who it is. Why would I do that? Delusional. Yeah, you live on planet stupid and strange-o, and I'm not going to help you. You have an attorney. Bother your attorney with your questions. Please stop contacting me.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you guys. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God.
See, this is how people end up on Lifetime. This is how people get hurt and stabbed, and then you want to say that the woman is crazy because she was the one walking down the street in whatever clothes that she was wearing. If a woman tells you to leave her alone and they're constantly walking away from you, that is your cue to back the hell up, turn around, and talk it up. She does not want to deal with you. And no, she does not have to give you an explanation. And no, she does not even have to give you 5 seconds of anybody's damn time because you cannot control your primal feelings from your testosterone running through your veins till you see something pretty that you think you're supposed to have. Leave her alone. Primal feelings from your testosterone running through your veins.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God.
See, this is how people end up on Lifetime. This is how people get hurt and stabbed, and then you want to say that the woman is crazy because she was the one walking down the street in whatever clothes that she was wearing. If a woman tells you to leave her alone and they're constantly walking away from you, that is your cue to back the hell up, turn around, and talk it up. She does not want to deal with you. And no, she does not have to give you an explanation. And no, she does not even have to give you 5 seconds of anybody's damn time because you cannot control your primal feelings from your testosterone running through your veins till you see something pretty that you think you're supposed to have. Leave her alone.
Right? I couldn't agree with her more. You are not entitled. We get that you guys are all whiny little bitches and you think you're entitled and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to take and you're going to get. And we said not this time. We get the information nobody else has. You're getting told on. Get a grip on reality. It happens every day. Not once or twice. Not for a day or a week or a month or a year. Every day, Betancourt. All day long. For 10 years. Because you're pissing people off. You're not normal. And you're pissing people off. You're deviants, you're depraved, you're demented, heinous, violent offenders. I don't have to say allegedly, Mark. That is my opinion based on what I've heard them say, and I've heard you say. Okay? I've sat there and listened to the police recordings that nobody else has heard. The judge has heard it. The judge who signs off on investigatory orders. I'm not even told, Mr. Perry, I'm telling you this one more fucking time. Write it the fuck down. You can't be governor. You can't even run for dog catcher because there's stuff you should just know at your age that people have had to tell you over and over and over and over. Listen, there's no time for that in politics. Nobody has time to repeat things for you that you should just know. So until you can get it the first time people say it and act like you understand the words said to you, you can't run for shit. You can't run for dog catcher because you can't keep up. All right? That's all there is to it. That's your problem. That has nothing to do with a political vendetta. You're a little peon. You were a new guy. You weren't involved in anything. I was very well established all my life. I grew up in it. You're a nobody. I just walked out of the office of Harry Reid, third most powerful guy in Washington, D.C. at that time. He was the House Minority Leader. You didn't mean fuck. You're the new guy in podunk nowhere. Little peon. Little wannabe. Thinks he's got a political vendetta. Everybody's like, well, he does have a medical diagnosis of delusion. There's no evidence of a political anything because there wasn't one. You don't matter. It takes thousands of people to pass a law in Texas or any state. I'm seasoned. I'm well established. I didn't need you for shit. That is like somebody moving into a new neighborhood and thinking the guys that have lived there 10 years need him to introduce them around. How stupid. How stupid that you actually, with a straight face, let those words come out of your mouth. I'm the victim of a political vendetta. People are laughing at you behind your back at how ridiculous that is. That you would come up with some delusional whack job story like that. In 2011, I'm telling people he's stalking me. He's pulling up behind my house, watching me in my backyard. I may have to move. In 2011, 5 years before I could have anticipated, you were going to go into court and either make the most delusional whack job statement we've ever heard or flat out bold-faced lie. No evidence at all. Judge Hanson should have said, what's the issue and where's the evidence? Where's the tweets? Where's the Facebook posts? Where's the emails that indicate that she had a political problem with you? Because if I helped him get elected. So, what's the issue? Where's the emails about it? Where's the texts about it? Where's the Facebook posts about it? Where's the tweets about it? You have to have probable cause. You need some evidence for probable cause. Number one. Number two, you're alleging she filed a police report that was false. And she did it out of a political vendetta. So, where's the police investigation? When did they properly collect evidence? Where's the detective's notes and determinations? Was she interviewed? Did they look at video surveillance that listed here on this police report? There's video evidence and text. Where are they? Didn't ask for any of that. Did you buy him? Or is he careless? Huh? You in front of Judy Parker now? First you went to Kirkendall and said she's harassing me. I'm in Oklahoma where I don't live and wasn't invited. And while I'm in the state where I don't live and wasn't invited, I'm the victim of harassment. Meh. And she finally said, it looks to me like you're doing exactly what her email way back in 2017 says. That you are intended to send her home, and you express this intent. I'm going to send her home. I'm going to do things like wreck her car, get her fired, take everything she owns, try to ruin her, try to starve her. And then when she tells on me, I'm going to say she's harassing me. And she said, it looks to me like that's what you're doing. And so I need you guys, all of you, leave her alone for a couple weeks so that I can rule out provocation and entrapment. It looks like you're doing things to provoke a response. Her response is what you're calling harassment in my courtroom with a straight face. And I don't believe you. So how did that not stay in her court? Why is it in Parker's court now? That is a fraud upon the court. It is an intentional fraud. As somebody said, Mr. Perry could use the excuse that he's got Huntington's disease and he's delusional and he may have misinterpreted things. He may have misinterpreted things. He may have imagined it. He's hallucinating. Except that they all told a lie and they all told the same lie. And only one has been diagnosed with a mental illness. So what happened? That's an intentional fraud upon a court. You intentionally deceived the court. Kirkendall was smart enough to catch it. So did you remove it from her court and take it to Judy's, hoping for a different response, a different outcome? Why are you in Oklahoma? Why are you fucking in Oklahoma at all? Nobody invited you here. They tell us Perry is in Oklahoma and refuses to leave. That is a fruit of the investigation into your crime, Charles. Because you haven't told me that to my face. We don't talk. You type threats in my phone. Other than that, we don't talk. So what happened is, the guy said, Mr. Perry's been in Oklahoma over 90 days, and he's expressing refusal to leave. He will not leave, which means he's expressed intent to stay. He is now a resident officially of Oklahoma, and he can't run for office in Texas if he's a resident of Oklahoma. And he's met the criteria. He's here not more than 90 days, and he refuses to leave, which means he's expressed intent to stay. He can't run for anything in Texas when he's done that. There's no jurisdiction for Texas Penal Code. There's no jurisdiction for Texas anything. The injuries are to Cindy. Cindy's in Oklahoma. And, he hasn't had his car wrecked 5 times. She's not typing crap in his phone. So, he's not constantly under threat of being fired and living in his car, is he? Use her DoorDash camera to get her pictures of her have my buddy call in and get a picture of her on the doorbell camera and take it to court and say, see, we're not stalking her. And by the way, we had her go buy a traffic cam and get a picture of her driver's license, and we sent her a ticket. I did change my insurance, so I don't know what the computers do and all that, but I changed my insurance, and it's saving me $15 a month. And there's only one way you could know I did that, is you're hacking me. So you're hacking me, and you're seeing all this, and then you have me drive by the traffic cameras so that I'll get a ticket. You just did the same thing that you did last year, you just did it different. I've already emailed James and said I got a threat. Now I've emailed him my insurance too, and all the car wrecks, and the time you had my somebody take out the tail light to have me pulled over when I lived in Manford. The police investigating you, part of the fruit that came out of their investigation is they pulled your tail light out, said go look. And if they did, like they're talking about, we're listening to them talk about it right now. They woke me up. I usually woke up at 3. They woke me up at 1. Go check your tail light. They took it out. They want you pulled over tonight when you go to work. Go fix it now. I go outside. When you leave, you just go outside and you get in your car and you leave. So I went outside. I checked it. Sure shit, the tail light was out. I went and got it fixed. Chief Miller got tired. He complained. They call us constantly. Matt Powell, Josh Person, and Charles Perry call us constantly, and Dave Robertson wanting her pulled over. And I've got shit to do. I'm too busy. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to harass her for them. We've got real crimes to solve, and I have half a mind to call her in a protective order just because they're doing that. You know how when she calls? Never. She's never called us. We know they're doing all kinds of crap to her over at that place where she lives. Robertson has his employees staying 3 doors down from her. They fuck with her car constantly. They get illegal entry and vandalize it constantly. And we know that. But she's not called it in. They're calling us all the time. We're hearing about it from the neighbors. The neighbors are asking us to increase patrol. The neighbors are telling us people are pulling up there and taking pictures of her. And they did. I didn't call them. The neighbors did. He says, I have half a mind to call her in a protective order because of this. 6 days before Chief Miller's murder, I did call in a car vandalism. They took my report. I have no suspect named on that report. What I told Mike Neely and Brett Gibson, Manford police officers both, here's the powder all over the room 3 doors down where Dave has his employees staying. And it's all in my trunk too, by the way. They get a key from the dealer. His name is Mo. He owns Good Deal. They buy a key from him. They get in my car and they vandalize it. They've popped out the tail light so that I'll get pulled over. And today it's powder. Let's just make sure she knows we can get into her new car. They had just totaled the previous car by having a brick thrown at me on the freeway. It could have hit my face. That could have been my head. But instead, it bounced off. I went a different way. I saw Charles's guy sitting at the end of the drive. I went out a different way. It delayed me about 2 minutes. The guy at the end of the drive was to call down to the one that was going to throw the brick. Here she comes. I saw him there. I knew it was Perry's guy. I drove out a different way. Had I not done that, it would have hit me in the head. Instead, it delayed me about 2 minutes. The brick hits the asphalt, bounces up and hits underneath my car and split the engine in two, totaled it. I get the new car, and they vandalized it. They got illegal entry and vandalized it. Right, Calvin? Aren't you the one doing some of that now? We're going to take her car. We're going to get her fired. We're going to take her driver's license. We're going to this. We're going to false arrest her. We're going to traffic her. Now deny that claim in court. Under oath. Do it. Tell Judge Parker. Tell Judge Egan. Tell whoever, Kirkendall, Farmer, whoever you're in front of right now, that you deny all such claims. Do it. Please, tell them. We deny these claims. She's just making crap up. Do it. Under oath. Do it. One more time. Give us one more perjury. Witness tampering, perjury. He can get you on a witness tampering charge, and the act is perjury. The act is fraud upon a court. The act is interference with commerce with intent to coerce. The act is grand larceny with intent to coerce. The act is interference with contracts with intent to coerce. The act is deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Do it. Okay? And when we quote you in your meetings and get very specific, detailed information on what you're trying to do to me next, then we got premeditation. And somebody goes, they don't just talk about it once, they talk about it in their little meeting with themselves, and then they go talking about it again to the people they want to implement the plan. They're having 2 and 3 and 4 meetings on the same crime. So they've got definitely ample evidence of premeditation and in malicious intent and criminal intent. It's almost so easy, it's not fair, David. Okay. So, he can get you on a witness tampering charge on all of that. The act is perjury. The act is perjury by concealment. You did something and you intended to use it to intimidate or pressure me to change my testimony and my court testimony and get cooperation to participate in your criminal activity. Be your bitch, be your prostitute. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I slept in my car for 6 months and did not eat, hardly. I ate about twice a week, took a bath about twice a week. That's all the money they let me make with DoorDash. You know what the average is? $15 an hour. So, you can look it up. It's on the internet. So, why is it that people are scratching their head going, yeah, who is it they think they're fooling? If they're fooling you, if you believe these guys, we've got oceanfront land in Arizona for you that you can buy from us. Okay? If you're that stupid. So, you're just asking to be fooled if you're that stupid. So, why in the world today was everybody crying and upset? Is she not going to go? But why would you think I would go? Who told you that there was any possibility at all that I'd go? I'll never go. They would have to kidnap me, and they know that. We've heard them talking about kidnapping me. We're going to take her car. We're going to take her driver's license. We're going to take her money. We're going to get her fired. So she thinks she has no choice. If she wants to eat, she's going to have to go. They'll kill me dead. Why would I go? Be raped. Why would you want me to go get raped, Beverly? Family. How much money were you promised if everybody can help get me delivered? See, there's a list of people that are supposed to get paid. You deliver a person, that's a criminal act called human trafficking. You take money for that person, and then you're going to pass it out to people on a list. Is that true or not true? Deny it in court under oath, Mr. Perry. Deny what I just said under oath in a court. Please. Okay? You're caught. Somebody said Mr. Perry cannot run for governor because he's too stupid. Because he's caught. We all know he's caught. We're all talking about it. She's talking about it. We're all talking about it. He's caught. And he acts like he has no idea he's caught. Well, if you don't know you're caught, And that when you're caught, that's when you stop. Not that you should do this anyway. If he doesn't know those 3 things, can't do it. Can't be governor. He's not mentally stable or competent enough to be governor. He's not mentally competent to be a dog catcher. And he's got a disease that's causing impairment of cognitive reasoning. So, it's not going to get better. It will get worse. In fact, do you want him in a media interview or in the middle of a debate to blurt out some of the stuff he's blurted out in Oklahoma, the crazy, creepy shit he blurts out up here, that he's married to Cindy and that he's going to get her pregnant and all this stuff? She won't have anything to do with him. They've not been in the same room since 2013. And here he is, traipsing all over Oklahoma with a forged marriage license, telling everybody that's his wife, and he's going to get her pregnant. What a Looney Tune. So if he, is he going to let him blurt that out, or your name, or somebody's name that's involved in this, right in the middle of something like that? He will. He doesn't have any filters left. So, and his disease isn't going to get better. It's going to get worse. Do you really want him doing that? Do you want him saying your name, Bittencourt, in the middle of a debate? And also, he throws fits like a 2-year-old. People are like, I've never seen a grown man act like that. So you want the first time he's in a debate and the other guy says something he doesn't like, he's going to throw that fit, that same kind of fit? He's loony. He needs to be in the nut house. You have to say the same thing for that guy over and over, and he still doesn't get it. So he's just, I'm sorry, but he's just not all there. His elevator not only doesn't go to the top, it's not working at all. So this governor thing is bullshit. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter what Cindy says or does. It's not. He's got a disease that won't get better. It will get worse. Did you want him to say your name, Blankenship, or Bittencourt, or Larry, and start saying the weird shit? He said, "Oh, I'm married to Cindy, and I'm going to get her pregnant." Yeah, she won't have anything to do with you, so it's not going to happen. Delusional. 9 years he's been stalking me. 9 years he's rejected and told on. I left in 2013. I rejected him because he's disgusting to me. He repulses me. And I moved to Dallas area. And I did that to get away from him. And what's he do? Come up there and make problems and butt into stuff that doesn't concern him. Where I live, guys, when you have your little meetings of where I might live, she can't stay here. Really? Tell me that to my face. You always say this stuff behind a computer. All these men trying to make one woman fail. Tough guys pick on tough guys. This guy is so pathetic and so weak. He's picking on a girl to feel tough. And not only is he so pathetic and so weak, he's got to pick on girls to feel tough, but he's got to get 20 of his buddies helping him. Not one of you has the balls to threaten me to my face. Tell her she can't. Who can we hide behind to get him to tell her she can't stay here? She has to go be trafficked. You tell me that to my face, you fuck. And quit being a coward. And expect to get the shit kicked out of you, too. So you might want to wear your football helmet and your football pads and your nut cup and yell it across the parking lot. Because if you get close to me, I'm not going to wait to see if you have a chloroform rag and, duct tape and shit, kidnap me, or a syringe or a white oleander, kill me, or a gun. I'll kick the fuck out of you. You get anywhere. But do it to my face. Yell it across the parking lot to my face. Okay? And quit hiding behind your computer, and quit trying to hide behind my family, and quit trying to hide behind other people, and say it to my fucking face, you pathetic little bitch. You little pussy. Coward. So 3 times, I sued. Burden of proof is on me. I need to go to court and prove my case to a jury and to a judge. And this guy today says the judges turned a blind eye. There was ex parte hearings and dismissals, and that was that. They should have made her prove her case then, because now they're running around saying she can't prove it. Well, but 3 times, you made sure she didn't get to try. So I think she can. I think her evidence scares the hell out of you. Pussy. I don't have to say allegedly, Mark. I hear the conversations. I know what I know. It is my opinion that your client is a pedophile and a cop killer and a psychopath. So there's that. That's my opinion. I think he's a pussy and a coward and a liar and a cheat. And that's my opinion. And I can have that opinion based on the facts that I know, because because I've heard the recordings, and I know what he says. I don't have to say allegedly, okay? You want to challenge that, you go for it. You just do what you do. Okay, so we got all this. See, I'm not supposed to know that there was a proceeding in front of Kirkendall's court. I'm not supposed to know that there's been proceedings in Parker and Egan's court. But I do. That's fruit of the investigation into your crime. I wasn't supposed to know about the Houston compound. I wasn't supposed to know I was sold. I was sold to a realtor named Larry out of Houston. The other victims don't have that information before you do it. Deliver, right? Fruit of the investigation. This is not TPD. We notice TPD never has human trafficking arrests. They do in Oklahoma City. They're going for the bottom feeders. They're going for the low-hanging fruit. They need to go for the guys at the top, like Lucius and Robertson. Those are the guys running trafficking in Oklahoma. Get them. Like he was going to, wasn't he? That's the other thing, is that I've been asked, why don't you have a gun? You got these dangerous criminals after you, and you don't even have a gun? They don't use the gun. They use poison. They gave me arsenic. They gave Mike opioids. Mike and Lucky had guns. Did it help them? Nope, did not. When you got somebody poisoning, and that's their method, that's their weapon of choice, like a snake, then, what's a gun going to do? Mr. Perry, when you contact me, we always find out more. You just did it again. So we'll get more. He's been told, don't invade her privacy. Do not contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, creepy Chucky. It is my opinion, you're creepy, and so we call you Creepy Chucky. You've been called worse, believe me. Behind your back, you get called a lot worse than I've said in any of these podcasts. A whole lot worse. You're a joke. You're the butt of a dirty joke. That's your legacy for your kids. That's your legacy for your kids. You've reduced yourself to the butt of a dirty joke. Wow, are you proud of yourself? Okay, don't make her broke. So what they've done twice now is have a coworker steal money. It's unbelievable. Somebody commented to me at work the other night, every time you leave the bar and go to the bathroom or go out to talk to customers or go in the back to look for a girl, maybe somebody needs her and you go get her, this person and this person can't get behind that bar fast enough. Every time you leave the bar, there they are. Both of them. You need to watch those two. They're trying to set you up. So somebody told me that. Twice now I've had somebody steal money and blame me. Everything's been fine all this time. Haven't had any complaints at all. All of a sudden, last Friday and this Friday, we get complaints about money missing. So now I have to go spend a lot of my time looking through video surveillance. Most companies have a security staff, or they do it. It's their money. Watch the video, find the problem, show it to the employee. Here's your problem. Here's where you made a mistake or you stole my money. Pay it back or I'll call the cops. Or you're fired, whichever. But they do the work of looking through the video. I got to do it. So my guys, I'm like pissed. I'm like, shit, that's a X amount of... Mr. Perry just contacted me again. It is 7:55. When you contact me, we always get more intel. Okay? That's how that works, because you piss people off. Don't invade her privacy. Do not contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, and she is not to be broke. Quit stealing from her. Okay, so since you just did it again at 7:55 on January 30th, 2024, next time we quote you, that's why right there. He's done it about 3 times during the podcast. Like, he thinks this is a conversation. The only way he could know I'm doing a podcast is he's a voyeur and is a hacker. Otherwise, he wouldn't know or care what I'm doing right now. Is anybody else, can anyone else account for their time? All of them. Where are they right now? Yeah. We really needed Charles to quit trying to talk to her and to go to Lubbock and do anything but what she says he's doing. Because right now she's got a lot of I told you so's. I did say. We told everybody this is what they're doing. Specifically, we gave detailed information. Go into court and deny it. Okay, so when there's a traffic delivery deadline, which keeps getting extended because they keep getting caught. They get caught every time when they do it to me and only me. Then all of a sudden there's money, like the school problem. He called my professor and told her to fail me. I heard the conversation. That's been played for the judge already. Okay? The judge who grants investigatory orders, I'm not told what comes from a wiretap order or surveillance of some sort or from a leak. I'm not told who your leaks are. I wouldn't help you if I knew all that. We all want you gone. We're sick of this. Nobody invited you here. I came here to get away from you and not have a problem. No conflict. So, I rejected you. I don't like you. Nobody does. You're a sadist. You're cruel. Nobody likes that. You cause problems all the time. You bother people all the time. Nobody likes that. We get the help. You get told on. As a direct result of the crap you're doing in Oklahoma where you don't live. Okay, where you're not supposed to be. I guess that got me. I kind of have an idea. They don't tell me often who I'm listening to. Once in a while I can tell. But one of the guys is like, he was somebody in law enforcement. He goes, I'm going to tell you this. If somebody was accusing me of stalking, the last thing I do is go where they are. And here's Charles going thousands of miles from his home. He's left his family, going where the accuser is, and he refuses to leave, and that is stalking. So, if you want to not be accused of something, you avoid all appearances of it. What's he do? Goes right to the accuser and refuses to leave, and that is stalking. By definition, that's stalking. She didn't want to talk to him. She didn't want to see him. She didn't want to know him. Everybody gets that but him. He's delusional. He's mentally ill, diagnosed mentally ill. Come on. Mr. Perry, when you contact me, it is now 8 o'clock. You just did it again. I don't care what you think. No one understands why you think I do. And you show your delusion when you express how you feel or what you think. I don't care. You weren't asked, Connie. No one asked you, Connie. You need to get a life. Boring. Okay, so the guy's like, you don't go where the accuser is, thousands of miles away from your family, and refuse to leave and think nobody's going to, believe that, you're stalking her, or you wouldn't be in a whole other state where you don't live, thousands of miles away from where you're supposed to be, doing things you're supposed to be doing. You're full of shit. I guess, Mr. Perry, when you contact me, we always get more intel, because you're making everybody mad right now. You're making everybody. Don't contact her or her family. He said it in March 2020. After that, we got a fuck ton of intel. Every time you contact me, we get more of this. Every time you contact me, we get more of this. Every day you invade my privacy, they invade yours. Is it cute when somebody does it to you? You like it when your privacy's invaded? Every time you contact me, we get more of this. Every time you try to talk to me, we get more of this. I don't care what you think. Didn't ask you, Connie. Didn't ask you at all. Nobody understands why you think I care what you think. You're mad? Boo fucking who? I didn't ask you. I don't care. No one cares. You are horrifying people with your crime. You don't matter. The victims do. Does it make you uncomfortable when you get told on? David, does it make you uncomfortable that you're seeing things happen you've never seen before? What about the kid getting raped and his mother? They're uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. You're watching me in my house. That makes me very uncomfortable. See, we matter now, not you. Because all this time, you thought you mattered and no one else. And it is not the case now. That's why we get all this. We get the help, you get told on, because we matter, not you. Whether or not we're comfortable. Because you're making everybody uncomfortable with your crime. In a civilized society, we don't put up with that. So does it make it uncomfortable when you get caught? She can't live here. Why? Because I make you uncomfortable. But nobody's bothering you. You're getting caught bothering me. You're making everybody else uncomfortable when you bother me. Are all of you too slow to get what that means? We've never seen anything that's so easy it's not even fair. Every time you cause a major catastrophic loss for me or try to, we get more of that. Names. We start getting people's names. Because before March 2020, we didn't have any of that. See, you thought you had a choice. My guy said you don't have a choice. Here's your choice. You're going to stop doing it and respect the law and respect her rights, or I'm going to kick your fucking criminal ass like it's not been kicked before. And I'll do it. You do it or I'll do it. That's your choice. But you are to leave her alone. Leave everybody the fuck alone. And you said no. And you were like, suit yourself. And now you got all this. After March 2020. So, you asked for it, didn't you? There's your shovel. Go dig. We got all this. So I got to call tomorrow and find out about traffic tickets. And I got to spend, my guy's like, listen, since you got to spend a lot of time watching camera to see who did what to you. And I'll tell you, he goes, I know, we already know that. We already have that. Here's what happened. All you got to do is go watch the video and you'll see it. Watch the whole thing, though, because I don't want them to know what you know before you watch it. Okay, but we'll give you a bonus when this is over, because it's taking a lot of your time to have to do that. They're trying to get you fired because they want to traffic you. David's getting very desperate to deliver. You can always tell you start having major money problems. You start having problems at work. They start trying to get you fired. They start trying to, all of a sudden I get DoorDash complaints. They tried to get me deactivated at the same time. They tried to mess up my school money. Right? You always go at the money. When she can't eat anymore, then she'll go get raped. She wants to eat, she's going to get raped so we can make money. You got caught doing it to me. No other victim has all this. Right, David? Right, David? You don't like her finding out beforehand what you're trying to do to her, what crime is next? No. Okay, well, she said that people don't like crime. Crime tends to make people uncomfortable. You're making everybody uncomfortable. So they're getting the help, not you. Her guys are smart. They know what people want. It's not this. And until you get a grip on reality and understand that, it's going to happen again tomorrow. And it'll happen again the next day. It's been this way 10 years, correct? Yeah? Okay. 10 years is not long enough for you to get how things work here. Cause and effect, same, different, before and after. Charles, I rejected you and left. You're not good enough for me. Period. I said no. You're not good enough for me. Now stop it. Stop. Do not contact me again. 804, just type to my phone again. Stop contacting me. Stop contacting me. You sick fuck. Stop it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You leave me the fuck alone. Whack job, leave me the fuck alone. I would never date a peeping Tom. If there's nothing else, there's that. I don't go out with canned food. You aren't good enough for me. I rejected you and I left. Act like a grown man and fuck off. Fuck off. Where I live is nobody's business but mine. Nobody. Not my family. I didn't ask them. I don't call them anymore. They chose you over me. They can have you. We're done. They want to go to jail with you for trying to help you traffic me? They can. They chose that. They're grown people. They didn't call me and tell me they're getting threatened, and they could have. That's their choice. I don't want anything to do with any of them. They chose you. We're going to have the guy brutalizing our family member's life and ruining her and starving her. We're having them over for dinner, and we're going to shove her out of our lives. Okay, we'll remember that. We'll remember that. And you can have the consequences you just chose right along with him. We'll remember that. All right, this is what I was saying. Long before I could have anticipated, Charles Perry in 2016 was going to go before Judge Hanson Court and state she filed a false police report over a political vendetta. You see anything political here? Do you do this? Do you pull up behind a woman's home and watch her in her backyard to pass a law in Texas? Yeah, you don't, dum-dum. I'm seasoned. I was well established. We didn't need you for fuck. We didn't call you for shit, except out of courtesy. I didn't live in your district. Your district is 86% Republican. No one gets elected in your district unless they're pro-life, pro-protection of marriage being between a man and a woman, and pro-gun rights. And you know that. Where's the emails? Where's the texts? Where's the Facebook posts? Where's the tweets that indicate there was ever a political vendetta against some little pathetic peon like you? Yeah, there wasn't. You imagined that. Or you bold-faced lied intentionally, deceived the court. It's harder to make the delusion due to your disease work when all of you lied and you all told the same lie. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? And I have my friend here. He's coming to a restaurant or sending his staff, who has the entire restaurant to sit in but doesn't. She always sits right next to us, and we did not invite her. Every time you contact me, you fuck yourself up. I don't care to hear it. I will never help you, you delusional fucking whack. For 10 years, I have never hinted at anything. I have never helped you with anything. Fuck off. So, we got that. Now he's typing in my phone, is it Cheryl? A leak. For that, you will get us more intel because now my guys are pissed. What did you just say? You just said it. You have to repeat yourself again? Yeah, he can't be governor if you have to say it more than once. Nobody has time for that in politics. Nobody. Nobody has time for that in politics. These emails, does it look like they were wanting me to help them, so I did. So a lot of these are emails about stuff that I did for his campaign, just volunteered, get numbers and shit. Look at that. Does it look like there's a political vendetta to you? Judge Hanson, are you not smart enough to get your facts first? Factual ignorance isn't being tolerated by the judge signing off on investigatory orders. He can't stand that shit. He said it's sloppy and a half-ass. Guess what? We are just like that. We think just exactly the same way. You do it right, and you get the facts straight, and you better know your shit, or get the fuck out of here. You're incompetent, you're sloppy, you're not good enough at your job to be in your job. Don't be factually ignorant. You make sure you have the facts, you make sure you know your shit, or get out of our face. Because guess what? All this is going to come out in a criminal trial against these guys. At some point, they're getting this information to put you in jail. Doesn't matter what delusion you are in. Doesn't matter what pretend life you know. Doesn't matter if you understand what people say or not. We're doing what we do. We get the intel either way. We've expressed our intent. You can go sit there and bullshit yourself all you want. It won't matter. Doesn't matter when we quote you, does it? Doesn't matter when we get all your names, does it? Yeah. Everybody's sick of your crime. You really need to understand that. So we have all of that, and that's the McNamara email. He's going to false arrest me and bribe me. Sent in 2015. 10/29/2015. Look at this. This puzzle they gave me in jail. It depicts Mr. Perry as a selfish little butt-in. Always the wannabe, never the one wanted. It causes fear and sadness. Boo is a private joke between one of the officers helping me and myself going way back. Fabian's name intersects with the word hope. It's not just any name, it's his name. It's not just any word, it's the word hope. They're not just in the same book or on the same page, they intersect. And you're just a pathetic wannabe butt-in. It depicts you exactly like you are, like I see you. The guys that helped me understood what I said I wanted the first time I said it. I never have to repeat myself for them. Everybody's looking for it. We hear it a lot. Finally, when they put those bitches in jail, we won't now have to repeat ourselves anymore. We can just say it once. I don't know how he thinks he's going to be an elected official, because I've met a lot of elected officials. They're always very busy. They don't have time to repeat. You got to get it the first time they say it. There's no time for that. So, we've got albums here on attempts to take my car, pullover demands. Well, we can't do a pullover, Calvin said. So we're going to have to get her on the traffic cameras. They mail her a ticket. We'll make sure we pile those tickets up and get a driver's license from her. Right? Isn't that what you said? Calvin's the one that does that? Calvin does that. Calvin is specific. So I emailed James Hall, the city prosecutor, and I'm like, I'm getting threatened with the pullovers again. Here's my insurance. I'm sick of them talking about my insurance. I have insurance. Here it is. And, by the way, Calvin's the one I heard does that. He's in charge of, let's get her driver's license taken away. He's the one. Right? Is that right, Calvin? Go into court and say it's not right. Under oath. Please go ahead and y'all perjure yourselves all you want. Everything you can, everything you say and do can and will be used against you in a court of law. It already is. It already is. So what we believe is happening is that, okay, so remember last year this time, a lot of those guys were trying to get me fired for theft then. We proved I wasn't the thief, and the meth head was. They're just trying to do it again. But guess who it is this time? Guess what part of the problem is this time? Joe Chadwick, okay, remember, Joe Chadwick and David Robertson and Charles Perry and Lucius and those guys are running human trafficking victims out of the strip clubs. Remember, human trafficking is prostitution. We are watching the girls that don't do shit all night long. They're in the back, smoking pot or whatever the hell it is they're doing. And at the very end of the night, they come out, and they might get on stage one time, and there's a bunch of money poured on them, or they get one VIP, and they got a fuck ton tipped up. There goes the money laundering. After work, they're going to go home with that guy. He's already paid via tip, so that money is laundered. It's not for prostitution, it's tip. Remember the one girl threw a fit. One of these guys came in and threw a bunch of money everywhere, and he threw 60 on me, and he said, "That's for you." And she starts screaming and yelling, "You can't take my money." And I was like, "Your money? I think this is not your business, okay? Calm down and stop acting like you were raised by a wolf." Well, what happened is she was very upset, and then the owner made them leave. They came in at the end of the night, and they didn't. He kept saying, "If you would like to buy a VIP, we'll stay open for that." But the club has expenses that we incur by staying open past closing time. He just contacted me again. It is 8:15. Well, that'll give us more. Okay, you just asked for it. You are not to contact me in any form, weirdo. The club is you need to mind your own business, Charles. Butt out of my business. Fuck the hell off. Butt out of my business. I'm never going to help you. He's starting asking me if it's somebody at the club. Again, it speaks to your delusion that you ask these questions and you think I would help you. In 10 years, have I ever helped you? No. You don't get information when you ask questions. I do. Every day for 10 years. Everybody would like you to shut up and get out of here. Get away from me. Hang on a second. Okay, so she throws a fit and has a nervous breakdown. The owner says, "You guys gotta go. We're closing now. It's gonna cost us money to stay open. So if we're not making money because you're throwing all the money on stage, which gosh, that's nice for the girls, but we, the club, who has to pay the money to stay open, electricity bill, employees, all that, we're not making anything unless you buy a VIP. So we're not gonna stay open unless you buy a VIP." Argues with these guys for a couple of minutes, about 15 minutes. Finally, the owner says, "Nope, okay, that's it. Get the hell out of here. We're closed. You should have come in earlier." And the girls leave with them. He had 14 grand. He took 3 girls home. So they are telling us the next day, "Oh, he threw it in the parking lot and the homeless got it." And we were all like, "Sure," and we are going to pretend we believe you. I mean, come on with that. Okay, so the reason she got upset like that is that she's not going to come back to David and Charles and these guys with laundered money, and she's going to be $60 short. They're going to give her shit. They're going to beat her down. So that right there flagged us off. When my guys get flagged off, they start digging, and they invade your privacy. Does that make you uncomfortable? Makes me uncomfortable when you invade mine. And you don't have the legal right to invade my privacy. You're a sicko. Okay, so then they changed it after we pointed that out to VIPs. So they may have these girls at the last minute get a VIP. The whole rest of the night they're sitting in the back. So they are expecting someone to come in at the very end of the night. They're expecting them. Because all of a sudden at the end of the night, here they come in. Oh, we got a VIP. Oh, wow, we're all surprised. Did you? It's tip money now for the VIP. Okay, that is fruit of the investigation into you. Now, they start worrying about leaks and stuff. So Joe Chadwick sends his guy as a plant over there, right? Is he a plant? Because we don't believe the story he's telling. He's one that somebody said, every time you go to the bathroom or you go back to get a girl or something, or you go talk to a customer, that guy can't get back there fast enough. You got a problem. He's after you. For Joe. And Joe would, if Joe's involved in trafficking that goes on in here, then he might do that. Otherwise, he wouldn't care, would he? No, he would not. And the timing of it, I've not had any problems with the bar balancing out fine until right now, when you guys are talking a lot about taking my car and my driver's license, because you got a traffic delivery deadline. It's already been extended. Human trafficking is a criminal act. You're caught, Mr. Perry, and you act like you don't know. You can't run for dog catcher if you don't know you're caught. You're the stupidest little fuck I've ever met in my life. Our shrink said way back when, I believe Mr. Perry to be severely mentally ill and severely mentally retarded. I don't know what he's got, but he's got something. Well, it turns out Huntington's disease causes the mental illness is paranoia, delusion, psychosis, and hallucinations. The mental retardation means to be held back by a disease. To be held back. It's a perfectly normal word to use, when you're talking about something. So that's impaired cognitive reasoning. He wanted a cop to pull me over last October 2022. And the guy was told he wants her arrested so that she will sign his recant affidavit. And the guy goes, yeah, I heard about this, and she already knows, and she already said no. And the guy said, yeah, but you may not have a choice. He said, I'm a cop. I absolutely have a choice. This guy is mentally ill and mentally impaired, and this is a bad decision. And I'm a cop, and I will not put my name on a mentally ill, mentally impaired man's bad decision. Find a stupid one. Oh, now we got the cameras. Let's use DoorDash to get her to drive down XYZ Street, so when she's dropping off a DoorDash delivery, and get the camera to send her a picture. And our guys found out, and now they're like, you need to call. You might have tickets. They did the same thing. They're just using the cameras now. Good thing you already emailed James Hall, the city prosecutor, and told him you're under threat again, because we already established what's happening here in your brief. In the first one they did. I laid it out. Here's what they're doing. And unless you're doing what we say, what do you care where I live? It's none of your business. By the way, I can't wait till one of you comes in and tells me you have to go be trafficked. You don't have a choice. You have to contribute and participate in our crime, or we will make it where you can't eat. We're going to get you fired. We're using Joe's guy to do it. Prove that wrong. Go into court and under oath deny it. Who can we get to tell her she has to do what we say? She has to be trafficked and contribute to our crime. Who can we get to tell her? And our guys are going, these guys are not the brightest bulbs. Because look at this. Look at that. This is not the half of it. No, the victim has this. What planet are they on? I think they can't understand grown-up words. They are not able to process what's happening. Because if they were, they wouldn't say stuff like that, would they? You can lie to yourself all you want. This is going to be used to get you get an arrest warrant, probable cause, and a conviction. Also, when we email it to you and you take it to court and say, look, she's harassing us, judge, Then when we go to criminal court and they have the actual recording, you cannot argue for its suppression. You put it on the record. It's public record. We did that because what happens is they hear what you guys talk about on surveillance or from a leak or something. And then they sit down with the shrink and they plan a strategy. How can we use that against them in a court of law? They've been told, you do have the right to shut up. Any stupid thing you say and do can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. Quit contacting Cindy. You have an attorney. And if you want us to call you, because we understand you're calling her around looking for us, we're going to take that as you are waiving your right to counsel. By the way, we don't have time to repeat ourselves, so we're not going to call you back until you act like you understand what we said. Don't invade her privacy. Don't contact her or her family, and she'd better not be broke. Quit taking her money. We know you're taking her money. We watch and hear everything you do. We have for 10 years. So, go into court and deny it. And then when you go to criminal court, we can charge you with another witness tampering charge. The act is perjury. See, he went into court and lied. Okay, there's that. Look at that. All of this they got when you did the crime only to me. Why is it different when you do the crime to me? Is it making you uncomfortable, Mr. Bittencourt? What do you think? What about those kids getting raped? What about them being uncomfortable with being raped? What about me being uncomfortable with you being voyeurs, invading my privacy, and trying to cause me to get fired, and trying to cause me to lose my car and my driver's license, and have to waste my time going down to deal with this in court? That makes me uncomfortable. You think people really give a shit if you're uncomfortable about the truth? The truth sets us free. Look what she says. Speak the truth and speak it ever. Because he who hides the wrong he did, does the wrong thing still. I was Violetta Wallace, Chris Wallace, big B.I.G. That's his mama. That was quoted from the movie City of Lies about the corruption and the cover-up in LAPD over the murder of Tupac and Biggie Smalls, Chris Wallace. What happened is they had the guy Suge Knight, who hired a bunch of cops as his security detail. Suge Knight is in jail right now, by the way. And he was basically a thug. He was this organized crime. And these cops were all corrupt, and they were doing his shit for him. And one of the things they did was kill Chris Wallace. Yeah. All right. And one of his foot soldiers killed Tupac. They finally got the guy for Tupac. They still need to solve, but they had a hero cop named Russell Poole. That guys like my granddad, that's the people that impress me. Not a pathetic little pussy who picks on women, thinking that makes him tough. I don't date men who peep. I'm not going to kiss a man who peeps. I'm not going to go out with a canned food guy. I'm not going to go out with a pedophile and a cop killer. I'm not going to do it. You're a job for me, and I am really good at what I do, or I wouldn't be on the team I'm on. The team that got all this. He said, don't invade her privacy. Don't contact her or her family. She'd better not be broke. My family betrayed me in a very bad, wrong way. And any of them could have called me and said, we are being threatened too. And we would have taken care of that. But that's not what they did. They chose you. They can have you. I don't respect people who betray my trust. If you can't trust family, who can you trust? No one. I trust the guys that got me this because they have been right every time. They have shown themselves over a really long period of time to be trustworthy. They have protected me. Things would have been a lot worse had they not been there to protect me. They got me names, Lucius. I've never met these people. These people on this list, keep in mind, I have not met them that I know of. I don't know these people. I believe maybe I have met Richard and Dickie and maybe Jacob. Let's clarify that the James on this list is not James Hall, the city prosecutor. It is a different James. Now, I'm not going to say James Hall isn't also on the payroll. I'm not going to say he is or isn't. We have not gotten to that. All I've said is that we've not even. I mean, they know one way. They know a lot more than they want out right now. Right now, we're not saying either way. He's on it or off of it. We're not saying. We don't have to. But that James on that list is not him. It's a different James. Okay, so also, I just came out of his office. Do you think Charles Perry, newly elected peon, nobody, podunk, pathetic, do you think he would impress me? No. Not at all. Yeah. 3 years before Mr. Perry, crawled out from under his rock and wanted to be somebody, wanted to matter. I've already, sorry, but yeah, see, John Insane, you didn't matter. You never mattered. Okay, what does that say? I was in Manford when this happened. This was the Honda that was totaled. There's I bought that. Here's the date. Right there in Manford, I bought the light. This is a letter to the U.S. Attorney. They're using cops for their crime. This is lucky. We're getting tired of the phone calls. We're busy. Why aren't they? This is the room covered with powder. That's the back of my car covered with powder. This was my engine that was split in two. That same Honda, you just saw a picture of it. Then they did that. Then they did this one. Always right at the wheel. See, police don't believe in coincidence. They believe in spotting a pattern to identify the same offender. Okay? That's all that is. James got Mr. Hall got a copy of all this. There's another one. And there's another one. All at the wheel. This guy missed. He said, you backed into me. And I'm like, what? Wow. I'm looking at the paint on your bumper. It's really hard for someone to back into your bumper with the side of their car. So I think you're full of shit, is what I think. You're an insurance scammer or you work for them. You tell me. Never heard from him again after that. Yeah. Okay. You see this, Judge Kirkendall? I need you to leave her alone because I need to rule out entrapment and provocation. That's what it looks like you're doing. Why are you in Oklahoma, sir? You do know you've been accused of stalking, and you don't live in Oklahoma, so why are you there? See that? August 23, 2019, the last highlighted sentence. It's not legit, but I will have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. To traffic her, to pressure her, to be trafficked. Pressure, 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 pressure. You don't eat, you don't drive, you don't work. We'll get you fired. We'll take your car. We'll ruin you until you cooperate with our crime. Yeah. 2014. I don't want to be a scandal. I want him to fuck off and leave me alone. Yeah. I mean, look at all these. Pull her over. Get her driver's license. Get her computer. These are police recordings. Get her driver's license. See? Look at the dates. Way back in 2018-19, they wanted my driver's license. Yeah. Nobody else suspects a thing. Don't worry, Lucius. This is the one. They're going to send me home, harass the hell out of me, and then when they get caught, they're going to claim they're harassed in a court of law. This is why Kirkendall said, I need you to leave her alone for a couple weeks so I can rule that out. Because it looks like to me, you're doing exactly what these emails says, what she says way back then. Before she could anticipate it, you'd be in my court. When you contact me, we get stuff like this, Charles. Because this happened, I heard they told me that in jail. Everybody in jail said, here's what he's going to send you home and do. Get rid of your phone. And then when I got back, this right here, look at that. Look at that. That came from a police recording. Look at that. Every time you contact me, we get more. You get told on. Over and over every day, all day long for 10 years. This is 2017. You bother me. You cause me a loss. You cause me a problem. You take something from me. You contact me. You invade my privacy. This is what happens. And when you do it only to me. What kind of man humiliates himself for this long to no avail and to his own detriment for that much money? Dear God, that's not a man. They are making themselves weak. They increase your value and they decrease their value every time they do this. And my guy's like, he does it all day, every day. He does nothing but this all damn day. He goes, he asked the question, and forgive me, but he asked the question, is he twinkle toe? I mean, why would you do that? Doesn't even make sense. My guy goes, he's a lot of things. I can't get into that. You'll throw up if I tell you everything. You'll throw up. It'll make you sick. He is a certified sex weirdo. And a criminal one. Deviant, criminal deviant. Not just deviant, but criminal deviant. There's nothing wrong with being gay. But there is something wrong when you've got some sort of sex weirdo problem that causes you to commit crime, same as BTK. So, Mr. Perry does a whole lot more, yes. To answer your question, the answer is yes. Mr. Perry's into men. But Mr. Perry's into a lot of things that are worse than that are criminal. And it'll make you throw up if I told you everything. He goes, that's why I don't do business with people like that. They'll ruin their business trying to get their, jollies in all the wrong ways. I'm a businessman. It's all about valuations. And you lose your value every time sensitive information gets into the wrong hands. You really don't want that. And it happens every time they mess with your girl. Then you'd think they'd be smart enough to stop messing with your girl. And our guy goes, they're not. It's so easy, it's not even fair. Look at that. Make her broke and get her a bus pass. Take her car. Tell her she has to leave the state of Oklahoma. She makes us uncomfortable. Well, you making everybody else uncomfortable because you get told on, we're getting the information, not you. She can't stay here. Wow. We know you said that. That's a product of the investigation into you. Because you make everybody uncomfortable. With your crime, it makes people uncomfortable. What about our discomfort, the victims? When you make us uncomfortable. That's what matters right now. Us, not you. We're getting the help. We're getting the information. You get told on. Now, 10 years of that, you ought to be able to take the social feedback at this point. At this point, you ought to know it's very, very, very different when you do the crime to me. But it's always the same. We get it before, not after. We can establish premeditation that way. Also, you'd think it would deter your crime. Everybody's kind of like, wow, these people are really they're a special kind of stupid. Because they're caught every time you do it to Cindy and you keep doing it to Cindy. Or you're ready to go to jail and you're just tired of hiding all this. You're just ready. You need the law enforcement to end it for you because you're too, you just can't control yourself and stop all by yourself. So you want the cops to do it for you because you continue to do what leads investigators to get the information they need to put you in jail. That's the intent. We express the intent. You can have your little bullshit meetings and tell yourself a whole different reality. It doesn't change what we're doing. We get the intel either way, are we not? Okay, we've expressed what we intend to do with it. It's not up to you. Where I live is not up to you. You can come tell me whatever you want to tell me. You want to try to make me broke and go, oh, well, I did say I told you so. They're doing exactly what we said again. That's all criminal activity. Do it. Do what you want to do. But understand that you do have the right to remain silent and to shut up. And any stupid thing you say and do can and will be used against you in a court of law. And already is. Because you need probable cause to get a lot of search, whatever, surveillance order shit. Okay? It's a need to know. They're not going to call you back and repeat themselves. They're busy getting stuff like this. And Charles, you can't run for office if everybody has to say the same thing for you over and 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 over. I don't care what you think. You show your delusion when you try to talk to me like you think I care what you think. I didn't ask you, Connie. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a fuck how you feel or what you want or what you need. Nobody understands why you think I would. I'll never help you. I never have in 10 years. I never will. Everybody is sick of y'all and want you gone. We're getting the help. You're getting told on. Now, if you're too dumb to know what those words mean, definitely can't run for office. You can't do it. You're not mentally competent. You can't do it. And everybody thinks you live in Oklahoma now. So if you live in Oklahoma and you've expressed intent that you're going to stay because you refuse to leave and it's been more than 90 days, you can't use Texas law and you can't run for office. Charles, every time you contact me, we find out stuff just like this. Okay? You're handing us information. Now, we're happy to get it, but I'd like you to stop contacting me and fuck the hell off and get away from me. Get the fuck away from me. I rejected you. I don't like you. I think you're a hideous person. If it was just the peeping all by itself, that's plenty. I don't go out with peeping toms. You turn off fuck. It's rape. And I don't go out with canned food guys, and I sure as shit don't go out with pedophiles or cop killers. Okay? This guy has not a mark on him. He's accused of beating someone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, so hard it was like he was in a car crash and he died of internal decapitation, and he looks like that. And I'm sorry, but that's not how that works. He's a cop. Lucky Miller was a cop 6 days before they took my car vandalism complaint. And we said, I don't know who did this. No one saw it. But it's likely stalking related. Just like it says to do in connecting the dots, TPD. Okay, so we got all this. Point out for me the marks on this guy that looks like he was in a fight. Point him out. I did the same thing to a tribal cop who pulled me over. And I showed him. I go, here's what I'm going through right now. I don't know who called you and told you to pull me over or where I was going to be at any given time. But you're like the 6'1" to do this. Look at this guy. Point out for me. Where do you see the injuries on him? No. He kind of looks shocked. He goes, I don't see any. You know who that is? No. That's Michael Neely. I was supposed to testify for him. You heard of Calvin? You know Calvin? Yeah. Okay. Well, I've been pulled over like 100 times, and this is just one. But I will tell you this. I got this guy following me around. Look at this guy's plates. It says police on his car. Who is this guy? He goes back. He comes back to me, and he goes, okay, well, I ran his plates, and I can't tell you who he is, but he's not a cop. Okay. And I haven't seen that guy since. Now, which officer was that? It was a tribal cop. At least he did something helpful out of whatever weirdo thing it was he was told to do. Yeah. And we appreciate that officer, by the way. He did his job. I haven't seen that guy since. This was my email of March 2020, when the fruits of the investigation into Charles Perry revealed Mike Neely was drugged. They hadn't taken depositions of first responders until May, but guess what they said? We treated him with Narcan because he was drugged. Where was the gun? Where was Mike's gun to defend himself? Or Lucky's? I don't need a gun. These guys use poison. They try to make it look like anything but murder. Make it look like this. Make it look like that. We'll just say that. And since we can't have her pulled over 20 times again, because then she wants a list of our guys and she can put them on the stand, we'll use the traffic cameras this time. Because she can't interview a traffic camera if this goes to a jury trial. Yeah, okay. Well, the guys told me, I don't know if I have tickets, because my ex-husband gets my mail that's associated with a license plate. We didn't want you stealing my title. But now I heard that since that time, he told somebody she wanted me to put my name on her title so so y'all couldn't take her car. I should have done it. Then I could have just gone to take her car, and this whole thing would be over. She'd be over in Texas getting raped. It'd be over for us. We get our money. And what is this morning? Is she just not going to go? No, I'm not going to go. And quit listening to the bullshit. I'm not going. Every time you pressure me, though, my guys are going to charge you with another count of witness tampering. Because I'm their witness. They want me alive and well to testify against you in their case. I want to testify against you in their case. You've not been caught this much in your lives, and you don't seem to get that. You're all stupid. Your mafia opponent thinks you're stupid. Everybody's like, wow. This bunch is something. He'll take you over. He'll take over your organization before you know. You know, when you're least expecting it. It won't be hard. You're stupid. Okay. What kind of man humiliates himself and his family and his associates and his organization and embarrasses everyone to no avail and to his own detriment for this long and spent that much money doing that? Wow. That guy is asking for it. He's asking to be taken over. He is no businessman. He's a pervert. And he can't control himself. I won't do business with people like that. Valuations are everything. Valuations are everything. And now you got caught with the kids in Houston. And guess what? None of them have birth certificates, I guess. Or an education. What else is there that we can get CPS to go in and get those kids out of there? They're being raped. They're shitting on the floor. The place smells like the sewer, the guy said. They don't have birth certificates, so they don't exist on paper. And they're not getting education. Guys like you get the hell beat out of them in jail. So Chief Miller was about to look into that, wasn't he? That's motive for murder. When you kill a cop, we're not TPD. Not many are TPD. You're going to have cops get your ass. One way or the other, they're going to get your ass because you killed a cop. This is not TPD. Okay, see, I'm on the list to testify for Mike. How did you know they had to be talked into going? Because we had this whole murder plan. We needed them in Florida so we could do it. They walked in to that room because those two knew who they were. They knew their killer. They let him in. They're laughing, they're joking around. Mike passes out. Lucky says, "What'd you give him?" And there's the fight, and there's the murder. Both of them had a gun. Did it save them? It did not. I'm alive because I have help with surveillance. People that can do surveillance. Cops that can do surveillance. And a brain. This one is a mental strategy. This is a mental weapon that works better than a gun. So I don't need a gun. But if you get near me, I'll kick the shit out of you. That I will do. Are you giving me arsenic? Yes. Yes, we are. Joe has his guy working where I am, not for the reasons he gives. And everybody's noticing. Well, not everybody. Someone noticed. How come every time you walk away from the bar for a second, there he is right back there? What's he doing back there? What's he trying to mess you up? Because here's the thing that they want to do. They want to take over that club. They want the girls who are not traffic victims out. Because I saw some of those girls that are not traffic victims get sick like I did at Lady Godiva's. It was weird. And I tell them we need to get them to the doctor now. Either we call 911 or that guy over there can take them. No, we can't get him to the doctor. No. Nope. Exercise due care and get those girls to the doctor now. No, they just need to sit here and let it wear off. Oh, for God's sake. Well, that's what they did because that's what he told them to do. What if one of them had died? Yeah. What if one had died? Whenever you start getting somebody to discourage going to the doctor for a sick person, you start wondering, why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. There's a big liability there if somebody dies. Exercise due care. I'm watching you still be you. From when I worked at Lady Godiva's and went through all this to now. You haven't changed a bit. You haven't changed a bit. They want to get rid of the girls who aren't trafficked so that everybody in that club is trafficked and they take over the club. Right? Okay, I'm saying it now. Now we watch to see how things unfold. And watch you do what you do. Go into court and deny all this. Okay? But keep in mind, when you do the crime to me, all of a sudden, things in your life changed and they will never be the same again. Life as you knew it ended. And I told you in 2016, you will not get away with this time. I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter, and I have help. And I already had at that point the McNamara email and the Fabian puzzle. And that should have been like a little clue that you should have taken that more seriously than you did. Not this time. Not this time. Get the fuck away from me, you sick son of a bitch. watching everything you do in that club. They're watching everything you do to me. The owner, we don't talk to the owner about this. It's a matter for law enforcement. Law enforcement's got it. They got it. We don't. He doesn't need to know anything. If I absolutely have to talk to him about something, I will. But it's if he what's he gonna do? He can't stop any of that. What's he supposed to do? He's not. He can't get a subpoena. He can go confront. And then there's a denial. Now you've made some tension between you and some very serious criminals. So what if they hurt him? I'm not going to allow for that. So I won't talk to him about it. I won't say a word about it. We got it. We're handling it. It's fine. So how many? I told you so. We did say they're doing exactly what we said. See, I told you so. How many of those did you want to give me? Yeah, I think somebody. I heard it was the governor. Said, I wish he hadn't given her so many times where she can say, I told you so. I wish he hadn't given her that. Why aren't you getting Mike Neely out of jail? Why aren't you calling DeSantis and saying, I got a cop in your jail? Then it looks to me like there's no way he could have done what he's accused of doing. And I'm concerned about the court process wasn't fair for him. Why didn't Cindy testify? Because if she had testified, I think we all know he'd be home right now. Why were those material facts that could change the outcome of the deciding body concealed? I think you got some corruption in your court system down there in Pensacola, and you might need to look into it. Yeah. Okay. Well, everything comes out in the wash. It's amazing how that happens. Look at that. I just want it to be over. I can't promise it won't end without death and destruction. Notice he doesn't say deception. I said deception. Why didn't he? Mr. Perry, every time you contact me, we find out more. No one's helping you. No one understands why you think I would. Your delusion is showing again. Look at that. Let your life fade away. Now, you got to get a protective. If you got to file a police report, if you want a protective order in the state of Oklahoma, and you knew that. Say one more time, I was not illegally detained. So we give all that to James Hall, and we give him, and all the other stuff. And I'm telling them they're threatening me with another pullover. So they use the cameras instead. They use my dad. Oh, we'll just have our friend call, and she'll have to drive down, XYZ street where we got a traffic camera. We'll get her with that. And she can't interview the traffic cameras. But he has my insurance information. And after the guys are done doing whatever they're doing, I'll call and see what kind of tickets I have, and we'll get it taken care of. Okay? And then I'll go, well, their intel was good then. We got to get her fired. We got to take her driver's license. We got to pressure him and coerce and push and shove and force cooperation. Forced cooperation is not cooperation, but you're giving me a lot of I told you so's. Just don't forget, everything you say and do can and will be and already is used against you in a court of law. You live with your choices, right? One job for a cop: relieve suffering caused by crime. My guys are doing that. They're not TPD.